Am I the jerk for refusing to cover my friend's small mistake after I said no in advance? So they have a friend Mia who is almost 30 years old, and they are very fun and chaotic with money. So she asks if she can borrow her car for a day to run errands because hers was in the shop. And so she said yes, but she was clear about one thing: absolutely no lending it to anyone else. And she's saying it's not a fancy car, it's just that she babies it because it's paid off and doesn't want or can afford any surprise repairs. She rolled her eyes and said I was being dramatic, but agreed. So she comes over the next day and picks it up. Everything seems fine. And that evening she brings it back. At first, everything seemed fine, but then she noticed that there was a fresh scrape on the passenger side and the mirror was scuffed. So she asked, like, what happened? And she immediately goes into this story about a tight parking spot and some idiot who parked too close. And she says she doesn't know how it happened because she was in and out of places all day. And so she asks, like, okay, well, give me more specifics. And now she thinks it was at a grocery store. Then maybe it was at a restaurant. Then she starts saying it could have been someone else. And she finally was like, well, straight up, did you let someone else drive my car? And she gets really quiet. And she says she let her boyfriend move it for a second because she was carrying bags. And so she reminded her, like, I literally said not to do that. She offered to buff it out herself, but she was like, no, I wanted to be looked at, like, by a shop, and I want her to pay for it because it happened on her watch, and she broke one rule I set. And then she got defensive and said it's an older car and stuff. Like, this happens. She should be mad at the random parking lot, not her. And then she said, if you cared this much, you shouldn't have let me borrow it. And she said that honestly made me feel extremely hot. Now she's telling our mutual friends she's going to go broke over a minor scratch. And she's saying I should take the L because it's not worth losing a friendship over. And she's like, I'm not asking her for an insane amount. I just want a repair handled properly. And for her to take responsibility instead of acting like I'm unreasonable for having boundaries. Someone said if the car was damaged when she had it, she pays for the repair. Period. Recognize, of course, that this has impacted your relationship, and you're insisting she be held accountable for her error may well off finish it. Regardless, she did exactly what you asked her not to do, and so that shows the level of respect she had for you to begin with. And yeah, someone said like regular people would offer to pay without even being asked. I don't like it personally when people are like they blame the consequence and not that thing that they do. She's like, "Oh, well, it's your fault for letting me borrow it." It's like, "No, she gave you grace by letting you borrow it and now you are mad that you messed up the car and now you don't want to take accountability. You're blaming her instead of taking accountability." Like, I don't like that. Am I overreacting? These are my boss's texts that he sent me after I messaged him to let him know that I was in an accident on my way to work. So, they send a picture of their car. And the manager goes, okay, well, we need to part our ways then. Missing 2 days in a matter of 2 weeks is against our policy. And they put, okay. And the manager goes, you can't make it at all today once you're done? Like, I'm trying to work with you, but I can't if you can't work with me. Let me know something either way, please. Question mark, question mark. So they say, so I called out the other day after my car broke down, received less harsh but similar treatment while waiting for my mechanic. Today I was driving to work and someone hit me while I was waiting at a red light. I contacted EMS. I texted my boss to update him and send him proof while I wait for the paramedics and law enforcement. I sent the K right before the EMS arrived because I didn't appreciate his response. I still haven't responded. I'm considering myself fired after the first message and had another job lined up and was planning to put in my 2 weeks notice today anyways. Someone said, you're fired, but you can come to work anyway, right? None of reaction. Your boss needs to learn better management and communication skills. Boss, guess you're fired. OP, K, boss. No, not like that. I do not want my brother-in-law at my wedding. What do I do? So my boyfriend and I have been dating a little over 2 years. He's 22 and I'm 21. And they live in Utah. And they're saying in Utah, it's very normal to get married young. She wants to say that she is a mixed race. The dad is African and Puerto Rican, and the mom is Italian. So she looks just like her dad's mom. Tan brown skin, curly poofy hair. And she says she gets asked all the time where I'm from. And people ask all the time, like, if I speak Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. So now the problem. So she's saying my boyfriend's sister, I'll call her Lily, is dating and will soon be engaged to her boyfriend. I'll call him Aaron. Now Aaron is racist. Ta-da. Yes, I hate him. I do not like him. He casually says the N-word, which truly turns my stomach in knots, and openly doesn't like brown people. a term he uses to refer to anyone who is not white. I find it extremely offensive, and my boyfriend hates him just as much. In fact, his entire family but Lily hates Aaron. His family will never bring up concerns about Aaron or question him because Lily and her dad are very close, and her dad doesn't want to risk losing her to Aaron because it's already almost happened once when he tried to share her concerns. And so now she's going to list off some of the arrogant things that Aaron has done. When house hunting, one of the houses they viewed had African neighbors who sat in the garage listening to music. Lily loved the house, and Aaron told her that they would not be moving there because they have inward neighbors. And I couldn't begin to explain how horrified I am by this. He got rear ended the first time, and he said, "Thank God it was a white guy," implying that if it was any other race, he would have been like a total jerk to them because they aren't the kind of people who get insurance. His words supports ICE. I do not even think I need to elaborate on why that seriously upsets me, especially given my race/slash ethnicity. This is like really heavy. When my boyfriend and I started dating, he showed Aaron a picture of me, and Aaron said, "Oh, that's a brown girl, but that's okay." Sometimes it just really surprises me that there are people like this. That is like I hear about it sometimes, but like to actually have someone like that, like, oh my gosh, that is like scary. Okay, as for the wedding goes, my boyfriend and I do not plan on a large wedding. We have 35 to 40 people, they're tops. Intimate enough where I want everyone to be able to eat together at the same table. I want no one separate or family separated. I believe getting married doesn't just join me and my partner as one, but our families as one. I don't really care about someone who is rude, selfish, and hurtful. In the last place, I want Aaron to be celebrating with me. And I'm also not dumb. I know he would make comments about my dad being black. It would be absolutely a dream of mine to absolutely crush and abolish his horrendous ego and shut his tiny, insecure ass down. My boyfriend had to remind me multiple times that Aaron has to be there because it's his sister's boyfriend. I know how important it is that my boyfriend has his brothers and sister Lily there to watch, but it's just as important to me that my brother and sister are there. And I don't think it's fair to only make Lily's boyfriend miss it because everyone else's significant other is there. I love his sister, and I don't want her to feel alienated either. She's aware of Aaron's issues, and she tries to shut him down. But I don't think she has a very strong backbone. And I mean that so lovingly. She truly is the sweetest and cutest girl ever. My problem is Aaron. I've reminded him that I do not want to look from my plate and see him enjoying a food meant for people I love, not racist losers. What do I do? Also, I want to make it clear that my boyfriend is full support of Aaron not being there. However, he has a kind of strained relationship with his parents. I would like to add that we are both trying to find a solution that keeps the peace. He is 100% on my side, and Aaron has also bullied him. And my boyfriend is the type of guy who's just way too kind, and even if it hurts, he never wants to be the one hurting others. It's something I love and hate about him, because it's admiring but irritating. Because my mom raised me as a fighter. I would also like to add that Aaron said the comment about me being brown. My boyfriend told him to shut the F up and to never say anything like that about me. Both of us have tried to keep our distance, but try to be respectful. He has never hesitated to defend me. Secondly, the problem is not my boyfriend. He is not racist. He and my dad have deep conversations about world and race. This is a family dynamic issue. Both me and my boyfriend have been in therapy about it for a year now. He is more than willing to set this boundary. At this point in time, we are trying to figure out how and what we will do. And thirdly, my boyfriend is not white, but white passing. Someone says, I fail to see why you're cool with his sister. She literally engaged this guy. Neither would be present, in my opinion. You could use some of that energy to cut them off. Someone said to postpone the wedding. You and your fiance are not mature yet. A mature couple would not have any problem standing on their own and disinviting brother-in-law and sister-in-law too. Your fiance is not ready to break from his family. And you two are effed if you're going to start a union in such a weak position. Backbones get stronger with age. Give it time and exercise those muscles. And someone says, spoiler alerts, the sister-in-law is probably quietly racist. She got mad at me because I asked her on a date. We were having a lovely conversation before this. I have no idea why this girl freaked out on me. I blocked her after this. Hey, is this blank from Tinder? Yeah, it is. Is this blank? Yeah, it is. How are you? I'm good. Currently painting. Oh, no way. I love making art. Wow. What are you painting? My cat. Aw, that's cute. We should totally paint together sometime. Oh, yeah, that sounds lovely. I'm busy most of this week, but we can schedule around it. Yeah, how does the weekend sound? Sure, that works for me. We can get coffee and then we can come back to my apartment. I have all the supplies we need. I'm a bit of an art nerd. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that's really creepy that you would say that to me. Like, leave me alone. You're so effing disgusting. Please don't message me again. Hello? Genuinely, what did I do? You're the one that suggested the date, but okay. You clearly have some issues that I'm not the cause of. So I'm gonna leave this here. Hope you're better. Have a good one. What the F are you talking about? How I get better? Like, you're the one with mental issues. You probably like kids. Oh, like, you're such a predator creeping on me, trying to get me in your room, in your house. Like, I know what you're up to. I'm not stupid. Effing a hole. Like, please don't ever text my phone number again. Actually, effing disgusting. And they just put a thumbs up emoji. F off. Thumbs up emoji. Okay, I'm sorry for freaking out on you like that. I'm just having a bad day, okay? And that just set me off the edge, okay? And they put, okay. Stupid bit. Don't mess with me ever again. I effing hate you. Laughing face, and laughing face. And you had big ears, anyways. Thinking you can get with me? I already have 10 different girls in my DMs. So don't message me again because I'm moving on. If your family was any more inbred, you'd be a sandwich. Like you're down weird. LOL. Well, someone said, well, luckily they didn't come over because they would probably murder you and probably would trash the art supplies too.